Hello my lovelies and welcome back to a new video. So we are now into our, I've lost count, third week or fourth week? I think it's the third week of lockdown here in the UK, and times are weird. It's very, very surreal, and yeah, not quite sure how long it's going to go on for, but we have been told, I think just yesterday or the day before, that it's going to be at least until May. So this is nothing like any of us in the world have ever seen before. And today's video is kind of in keeping with that, because I've had some questions from you guys over on my Instagram about how you're keeping up, or how to keep up your beauty routines in as much as possible at home while we're here at home. So I thought that I would just put together a little video on that, because yeah, 3 weeks in, and I think we could all do with a little makeover, if you see what I mean. But before I start that, I just wanted to say really quickly, because I probably won't get a chance on YouTube otherwise, I am in the process of launching a new 6-week challenge to feel fit and fabulous again. I've had so many questions about getting back to your original self, if you see what I mean, especially if you're a mum and you've got a family and you've had to be putting yourself second, third, even in fourth place in terms of looking after yourself, and you feel like you've let yourself go a little bit. I know that I had, and it took me a really sharp shock, and I've kind of almost transformed. You've seen it. I was going to say I've almost transformed myself. I mean, not literally, but you've seen it. I've done YouTube videos on it. I've done blog posts on it. I lost quite a lot of weight last year, and in the process of getting fitter and stronger and just more in control of my life. So I'm putting together a 6-week challenge, and if you wanted to know more about that, then leave me a comment in the description box below and I will get back to you personally. But yeah, I'm looking for 10 founding members to launch my 6-week challenge with. So do let me know if you're interested in that, or if you want to know more information, I can send it to you. But today's video is about stay-at-home beauty routines, self-isolation, quarantine, lockdown, whatever you want to call it, but the beauty routines that I'm certainly using to try and not emerge from this like a yeti. No, but you know, the beauty routines that, well, certainly I'm using or will be using in the coming weeks, just to try and keep everything kind of ticking over. And most of this comes from the kind of questions that I've been getting over on Instagram. And I'm going to start with hair first and foremost, mostly because last night I did an Instagram live chat with Lucy Holbrook Shepherd, who does my balayage. She looks after my hair color, and it's one of the questions that I get asked most about is my hair color. So I thought I'd start on hair and what I'm doing to just keep my hair looking as close as I can to its best until I can go back out to a hairdresser. So let's start with hair color. I have here a box hair color dye. This is a Clairol one, but I know there's loads of brands. L'Oreal do it, loads of brands do it. This is the Root Touch Up, but I had a really interesting chat with Lucy yesterday evening. By the time this video goes up on YouTube, I'm really sorry, I don't think you'll be able to see the live on my Instagram, but just in case you missed it, Lucy really doesn't recommend these box colors that you can just buy from the pharmacy or on Amazon or whatever. She really recommends you get in touch with your hair colorist who normally does your hair and get them to send you the details of which colors to buy. And apparently you can just go on to any hair wholesale website, or even on Sally's, which I think is a really user-friendly website. So you could go onto one of those, and if you have your kind of hair color prescription, for want of a better word, then you can just buy that, mix it up and do it yourself at home. So I think, even though I have got this, I did buy this just when we went into lockdown, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get in touch with the person that does my roots. I go locally to a salon here, and I'm going to ask her what she uses on my hair. I'm going to buy it online and then just do that. So that's hair, roots and regrowth and color and stuff like that. Definitely, as Lucy said last night, do not attempt to do your highlights at home. Just wait it out. It's not long. Hopefully we should be back to some degree of normality, but definitely don't try and do your highlights. And just find different ways to dress up your hair, I guess. But you know, I'm just thinking of this as a holding position. So yeah, that's the hair color. But in terms of condition, you know that I am an avid user of hair masks. I'm not going to show you them now because I've shown them to you in many other videos before. And hair is such a big subject actually, that if you would fancy a separate video on hair, or actually a separate video on any of the different topics that I'm going to talk about today, because otherwise this video will be too long if I go into too much detail about any of them, then let me know in the comments and I can do a separate video, especially if you want one on hair. But yeah, so I'm a big user of hair masks, as you know. I love my Philip Kingsley elasticizer mask. I've talked about it so many times. But because we are on lockdown and I have that much more time, we're just at home. I am taking that time to really massage my scalp more and really feed my scalp, because if you want good, strong, healthy hair, it's all about having a good, healthy scalp. So just, I mean, any hair oil will do. If you've got almond oil, that's great. I know people use mustard seed oil. You can use even olive oil. I do have some hair oils at home because of course I would have. And the ones that I'm turning to are hair oil. And the ones that I'm turning to are, well, I've got this one here. This is from Phyto, and this is their Phyto Elixir hair oil. I love this. I really get down into the scalp and I really massage that one in. This Phyto oil is really good for dry hair and actually for dry scalps as well. And I don't know about you, but this isolation thing has really made me feel very dehydrated and dry all over. Like my skin is really dry and very sensitive. It's never been this sensitive. So I don't know if that's the stress or the anxiety that's coming out, or just maybe not getting enough fresh air. I'm not quite sure, but my skin is really dry and my hair is really dry as well. So this one is specifically formulated for dry hair. And the other one that I'm loving is this one from Morley. This is one that is based on Ayurvedic principles. I think it has 13 or 15 different ingredients in there. Things like sesame seed oil, moringa oil, turmeric leaf. I don't know if that's an oil or not. Coconut oil, but like a really lovely mix of so many different oils in there. And this does smell beautiful. It has the smell of a spa. So doing a scalp massage with this little gem is lovely. It's like having a proper salon treatment. I actually feel like I'm in India having a head massage in a salon when I use this. And the key to this is the massage. You really want to get down into your roots and really massage it into the scalp to stimulate the blood flow to your scalp and get that fresh oxygenated blood right there into your hair follicles to really stimulate that growth that you want. And a moisturized and healthy scalp will give you a better chance at getting a good growth of hair. So yeah, those are the things that I wanted to tell you about for hair, I think. I don't think there was anything else. But we're going to talk about the reverse now, hair removal. I'm quite lucky because in the past, over the years, I've done various IPL, laser, this, that and the other. In fact, my mother started on sugaring, which is an old Persian thing, I think. But she started on that back when I was in my early teens. So I am a hairy person by nature, but I don't really have that much hair. Like I don't do anything to my arms, haven't done for years, because the nature of sugaring means that it just weakens the follicles over years and years and years of doing it. And so I really I don't have anything there. I can't remember the last time I used any form of hair removal on my arms, but there really is nothing. But for the odd few that I do have, for example, on my legs that escaped the IPL, you know, when they draw the lines on your IPL, and yeah, I use an epilator, and this is over 20 years old. I don't even know which brand this is. This is the Braun one. Okay, so this is the Silk Appeal from Braun. This is literally over 20 years old because I had this before we got married and it still works, and this is the one I use. Anything that's kind of needing a bit of attention, I do use my Silk Appeal. Yeah, this is the Braun one. I actually have a new one it's still in the box, and I keep meaning to use this because I think that you can use this in the water. This might be waterproof. Yeah, you could use this one in the shower as well, but I haven't needed to. I kept thinking I'll try it out, but I hardly ever use my epilator, and then when I do, I just go back to my old one because it still works. It's over 20 years old, but it still works. People talk about them being really painful. They're really not. You just get used to it. It's like if you've been waxed, then you could definitely do an epilator. And the good thing about these is that it really does weaken the hair follicles as well. So your regrowth is really reduced if you just use these over time again and again. So that's what I'm doing to keep any hair regrowth at bay. I mean, we're not traveling anywhere, we're not going anywhere, all holidays have been cancelled and stuff, but you know, if you were that person that wanted to keep on top of your hair removal, I really recommend one of these. It's not that expensive, but it's not cheap. But once you've made this investment, then I mean, like I showed you, mine is, the one I use is literally over 20 years old. Don't even know how old it is. It lasts you forever if you look after it. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. So moving on really quickly to eyebrows. I know that that's a real problem as well. I don't really do much to my eyebrows, to be honest. I can't remember the last time I went and had them shaped. They kind of just do this. They do their own thing. I am in the process of trying to get them as thick as possible. So what I am trying to do is use my Rapid Brow Serum. And I don't know, it might be that the serum is exactly the same as the one you use on your lashes, just a different delivery. So this is a little brush, like a little mini mascara brush that you just brush through your lashes. So I just used that. I did have my lashes done just before I went away. Middle of April, I went away for my niece's wedding. So I did have my lashes done for that. I normally don't, as you know, I don't really go for lash extensions. But I did do it then, and they are in the process of, well, they're nearly all gone. You probably can't tell from so far away. But I've probably got about 1 or 2 lashes left on there from the extensions and about 1 or 2 left on there. So I'm looking a little bit odd if you got close up to me. But obviously now I'm kind of without my lashes and I feel it because I've had them for a few weeks. So I'm also using the Rapid Lash Serum just to grow my lashes back again into their usual length and thickness and glory. But brows, I know that a lot of people are like, oh my god, how am I going to cope without going and getting my brows threaded and shaped and whatever. You just have to do whatever you can do. Like I said, it's a holding position until we get back into our regular beauty appointments. What I would recommend is if you've got one of those stencils, draw on your brow first so you know exactly the shape you want, or just fill in your brow how you normally would. So make your brows as perfect as you normally would, and then use a tweezer. I use a Tweezerman tweezer, just a regular Tweezerman tweezer, but I do think that those are the best. And get a tweezer and then pluck out any of the hairs that fall outside of your brows once you've actually done your brows, if you see what I mean. When you fill them in and shape them and everything, then you can see where the stragglers are, so you could do that. I also have one of these dermaplaning thingies, which I have to say I'm really not very good at using, but if you were, for example, quite hairy between your brow and your hairline, this is a really good option to just gently defuzz that area. You just hold this at a 45-degree angle to your skin, maybe just to hold your skin to give it a little tautness, and then you just go over the skin surface at a 45-degree angle to your skin. And it won't cut you, you can't cut yourself, but it does take off that like peachy fuzz. You can get these really cheaply on Amazon. In fact, most of this you can get on Amazon. I will try and link anything that I can in the description box below. So that was brows and lashes. I really was trying to think about the kind of questions that I was getting on Instagram, and one of the main ones was not really a question, but one of the main woes that we're all having is nails. Now, I'm not a big gel or shellac person at all, but as luck would have it, I did do a shellac manicure before I went away for the wedding, and now I have to deal with the fact that they're growing out and really annoy me. I did try a new shape, so I thought I would just show you that I did try a new shape, which I'm really loving. It was a bit difficult to get used to at first, not least because this shape really is the shape that my mother used to do, and it got very emotional actually at the nail salon when she first filed them into this pointed almond shape because it reminds me of my mum's hands, and now my hands actually just look like my mum's hands. So yeah, it was really emotional when she did it, but that's not the point of this video. I got them done with shellac and now I have to take them off. So I have this is from a nail brand called Kiss, and it's called the Quick Soak Off. Really hard to say, Kiss Quick Soak Off. Try saying that fast. I'm going to use that, and it's really clever because it kind of mimics that little foil wrap that they do on your fingertips in the salon, just to keep that solution on your nails to take off the gel. You know what I mean, not a technician, so I'm probably not explaining it that well. You could just cut up pieces of foil into little squares like you've seen them do in the salon. Soak your cotton wool pad with an acetone remover. Remember to buff the surface of your gels to break up the surface, and then yeah, put the soaked cotton wool pad on your fingertip, wrap it with the foil, and you know, wait 10-15 minutes until it comes off. Do make sure though that you use an acetone nail varnish remover. This is one that I have from before. This is from Superdrug, but yeah, you want one that has got acetone in it, because most of them don't. Most of our nail varnish removers, if you check, they're all acetone free because we don't want to ruin our nails, but you do need one with acetone. So yeah, and you can probably get this on Amazon as well. By the way, I actually do, I mean, why do I have so much of this stuff lying around? But I do have one, I think I have another one somewhere. I have 2 of these trays, definitely this one, where you just fill a little bit of the nail varnish remover in there, and then you just put your fingers inside, like soaking them off. I mean, I don't know, I have everything. Okay, in terms of redoing my nails, I haven't quite decided yet whether I'm going to go in with, I'm really liking this shape basically, and I'm really liking this length as well. But I don't think I'm going to be able to keep this length unless I have a gel on there, you know, to keep them stronger. But I haven't decided whether I'm going to do another gel manicure, which I'll obviously have to do at home. I do have this. This is from Sensational, and it's a little UV light, you know, to cure it. The reason I'm not sure is the only colour I have is deep burgundy red, and it's not really the colour I want on my nails right now. I'm thinking that I will just go in with a normal nudie pink, like an OPI bubble bath or something like that. What I did also want to quickly show you was, if you are filing down your nails, which you know I will be doing, make sure you use a crystal nail file. I always use a crystal nail file, rather than, you know, the cardboard ones that you can get. I mean, I'm not even going to say a metal one because I can't imagine anyone uses a metal nail file anymore. Apologies if you do, no offense meant. But yeah, I use a crystal nail file. This one, I think I must have gone on a little Orly nail care spending spree, because I have a lot of Orly things, and I know I bought them. I must have bought quite a few things. Anyway, so I have this crystal nail file, and it just protects your nails from splitting. It's just a lot gentler on your nails, and I find that it always kind of almost seals the edges of your nails at the same time as well. They're really good. They're worth the investment. Oh, and also the other thing to do, make sure you're looking after your nails while you're in lockdown, is make sure that you are oiling your cuticles and keeping them in good nick, because that's the key thing when you have a manicure and they push your cuticles back and you know, cut out any dead skin and that kind of thing, and it really can make your nails look groomed. So yeah, I have a couple here. You could use anything. I mean, you could even use almond oil if you've got it, or I know people use olive oil. I've just got a couple here. This one is from Orly and the other one is from a brand called Perfect Formula. Whatever you have, the key is just to use it regularly. In fact, I should keep these downstairs, and it's the kind of thing that you can massage in while you're watching TV. So yeah, I'm going to keep one of these downstairs. Another tool that is quite useful to have if you are looking after your nails at home. This one is Orly again. Oh, I don't know, I must have just bought a whole load of Orly. Just opened it for the first time because I've never used it. But that's because I am really lucky. I've never had a problem with cuticles, whereas my sister, you could always see her cuticles beginning to grow over her nails. So I don't know why I bought this, because I've never had a problem with cuticles, but it's one of those little cuticle pusher things. You can get them with a silicone tip that's a little bit gentler. This one is literally like one that they would use in the salon. It's got a metal tip. It's slightly sharp to the touch. So the thing to do is just use a little cuticle solution let that soak on your nails for a little bit, and then you use this. Don't go in with a cuticle pusher without putting something on there to try and soften the cuticle. Or another way to do it is if you've just got out of the bath or the shower, and you can just use a towel, the edge of the towel, to just gently push your cuticles back. A few questions about feet. This is a saviour, I think. This is from Scholl. I also have this in pink. I have a lot of things. You have a little, almost like a, I'm going to hold it like this so you can see it. That at the top there is a little rotating pumice stone, basically. If I switch that on, I don't know if you can hear me, but if I switch that on, it rotates around really fast, and you just use it on your feet, like on your, where you've got dry or hard skin or dead skin, and it will just gently slough away the dead skin. And then obviously use a very good foot cream. Oh, something else I want to tell you about, because it is really good, and I'm going to use it tonight because it takes 2 weeks to take full effect. And we're going nowhere for at least 2 weeks. So this is what is called an exfoliating sock. This is from Footner, and I have used these once before. They are absolutely brilliant. You just put them on for about an hour. So yeah, you know, could be watching Poirot or Netflix or whatever. And you just sit there relaxing in these for about an hour. It just comes in a little packet like that. And then you take them off, and then over the course of the next 2 weeks, your skin starts to kind of literally peel off any dead skin cells. So if you didn't fancy doing that manual exfoliation with something like that Scholl exfoliating thing tool that I just showed you, you could just try one of these. So yeah, I wanted to tell you about that. If you haven't got this, I would recommend maybe getting hold of this, because your feet do need about 2 weeks to fully complete this treatment, and seeing as we're not going anywhere, why not take advantage of that? On the other hand, if you do fancy a good old scrub, I would make sure that if you're using a scrub for your feet, that it's quite a coarse scrub and it's a dense scrub. So for example, I mean, I'm literally just trying to use whatever I have at home. I mean, I'm not buying anything, but if you were, then get one that is quite grainy, like I said. So this one is from the Body Shop. It's their Shea Sugar Body Scrub, and this is quite a granular one. Like, I would not use this. I probably wouldn't even use this on my arms, to be really, really honest. But for my feet, it's a really good one. And like I said earlier, my skin is feeling dry all over, like really all over. So something like this. This is a collagen body polish from SBC. This is not so dense, and the granules in there aren't as big. It doesn't feel as rough. It actually feels like a really luxurious cream with a few little granules in it. So this is a really nice one to use all over, definitely like on my arms here where I have a bit of dry skin, that kind of thing. Probably not strong enough for your feet, I don't think, anyway. But it's a really lovely one. So again, if you are feeling the effects of staying in a lot like I am, it's quite nice to get a body scrub in and then get body oil on you, or a cream or something, because it will just absorb that much better. I'm thinking that that is probably a long enough video, isn't it? Really? I mean, I can't even see how long this is. But I'm thinking that that's probably long enough. I did want to talk about the supplements that I'm taking, both for boosting my immunity right now, and I'm making the whole family do it as well, but both for boosting immunity, but just also the general supplements that I take on a daily basis, even before this all happened. But I think that actually, if you're interested, I can make a separate video on that, because I think otherwise this video is going to be too long. But I hope that that was useful. These are just the things that I'm doing, and not necessarily things that you have to be doing, but if you wanted to, then yeah, these are the things that I'm doing. Also, I'm just using the products that I have at home, and I would just say to you, use up what you have at home. I think part of this being at home thing is about really realizing that we don't need to be constantly buying. I mean, it is really sad that all the shops have had to close, and that so many shops may not open again after this if they haven't been able to stay afloat. And it is very, very sad. But yeah, I've been taking a good, hard, long look at everything that I spend money on. As you know, I did do Frugal February. I didn't expect this to happen, obviously, in March, April, and who knows for how long. So I have been used to not shopping for a while and just making use of what I have at home. I mean, this dress, I can't link it for you because this dress, look at those sleeves, isn't that gorgeous? But yeah, this dress is from last year. So I'm just trying to make the best of everything that we have and really appreciate what we have at home and appreciate everyone that we have here at home, and you know, anyone that I talk to on the phone, on social media, friends, family, that kind of thing. But anyway, I could ramble on, and as I said, this video is already too long and the light is moving because, as I said at the beginning, I can't film in my normal place. My son has taken over that spot. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions about anything that I just talked about or shown you or whatever, just leave them in the description box below. I actually need to do a lot of the things that I've talked about, like my nails. I need to do my roots. The reason my hair is down like this is because of that, as I said. So yeah, enjoy your day. Stay positive, guys. Stay well, stay safe, stay home, and I'll see you next time. Bye.